Come on. There we go.
Good eye, baby. It was good of you.
Bitch ass busy, the schedule busy. My head in a hoodie, my shorty a goodie. My cousins are crazy, my cousins like boogie. Life is amazing, it is what it should be. Been here for 10, but I feel like a rookie. I tell her look up, cause it's snowing in Tussies. Booked for 3 years, now you can't even book me. Me and Lil Baby, this shit going crazy. Weezy producer.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's episode 26 of the Don't Overthink It podcast. You feel me? Starring me, Young the Head, and
Patrick Haynes.
And we got a special guest in the building, man. The first lady on the podcast. We got my mama, K.Simmone. You feel me? How you doing tonight?
Hello. I'm doing awesome. I am awesome. I feel good to be here. I've been begging.
This is about to be crazy. This is about to be crazy.
How you feeling, Pat?
I'm feeling. I don't know where this is gonna go. Right? Because Candace is the first lady on the podcast. Right? She representing everybody right now. Right? All the ladies. Depending on how this goes. She's the leader right now. Depending on how this goes, it's going to determine if we let y'all back on here or if y'all is banished forever. All right. Now look, it's going okay so far. Right. I think we might be okay. You never know. Right. But we
should be good.
Should be good. How you doing today, Maury?
I'm doing cool, man. You feel me? Had to go clock in, clock out, did them 8 hours, man. Now we on the podcast.
Nice. Now we are on the podcast, man.
Hey, man. Let me go ahead and introduce my mama real quick, man.
Go ahead.
This is K.Simmone, a.k.a. K.Simmone, a.k.a. Candace Johnson, Miss Flight Attendant, Miss Coding and Billing for Sutter, Miss Supermama, Miss I Do It All, Miss Inspirational, Miss Almost Author, poet, everything. My mama in the building, one of the most inspirational people in my life at this point and will ever be. My love, my number one rock, my number one fan. My mama in the building tonight, man. Tonight, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. We finna get it popping, man.
Miss Fly High herself. Let's go.
Exactly.
Right. Let's do this, man.
That for me. That was an awesome intro. I love that.
I don't know. Shout out to the chat. You guys are getting active.
Hey, man, they're getting active. Is that the old folks we was talking about? The old folks?
Put your mama on. They gonna come. They coming.
What are we getting into, Maury? I can get into it, or you can go ahead. What we doing, man?
You can go ahead. You can go ahead and ask the first question.
Maury looks a little bit. All right, we getting into it straight off the rip. All right, it is ladies' night tonight, so off the rip, we Candace is a veteran, right? She know what she's doing out here. Grown woman. Okay.
Okay.
First question: do you think young girls should choose career over family?
Ooh, that's a good one. See, you coming with the questions. And when you say young girls, I need you to express to me what you mean by young girls. So we're talking about grown young adult women, 18 plus. So do I think they should choose a career?
So when I say young girl, I mean a girl who's just getting into she's just getting into the real life, right? Probably just got out of high school. She may be 18, 19, 20, might be in college, right? So does this girl say she has big ambitions, right? Does she go try to be a doctor, lawyer, nurse, right? Because when you're doing that, it takes a lot of your time away, correct?
Absolutely.
Right? So when if you want to have a family too, one of those is going to suffer, right? So what do you think a young girl should choose, career or family?
I don't think that I don't think anything would have to suffer. I think that you can do it if you really want to do it. Now, do I say a woman should chase after her dreams and reach for the stars and go after a career? Absolutely. But why does having a family have to be like, the suffering end of it because she's choosing to have a career? I think women can balance both.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I don't think having a family is the suffering end of it, though. Right? Because it depends on what you want.
It absolutely depends on what you want. So if she wants a family, over a career, then what happens, 20 years down the line after them kids is grown? Does
She
she
got
go chase
kids.
after her career then?
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
she'll be okay. It depends on who it is, right? Young people, choose yourself first, then the fam will benefit. Well said, can't see. I don't know. I don't know about that,
Which
right? I don't know. Oh man,
okay.
I'm
I
like,
feel like
can't
I feel
be
like it
right.
depends on what type of situation you in. I feel like if you, because for a female, it depends. Like if you rocking by yourself and you don't have nobody else to depend on, then you got to depend on your career first, because you got to survive first and foremost. Because that's how you're gonna feed the family. So if you ain't got your career in line and you ain't making no money and you're the only dependent on yourself, how are you gonna be able to take care of a family, and how is the family gonna, suffer if you can't even do this first? So of course they would suffer if you ain't got your career in place and making the money first.
So let me ask you this question. If a woman chose her career at a young age, who is she depending on? Her husband?
Herself, it depends in her situation. If she's not in a relationship, then her career, she has to depend on herself.
Right, but his
That's
question
kind of
was,
that's kind of tough, right? Because men and women choose careers for different reasons, right? So it's just the way that men and women view resources is so much different, right? So like when a man is building things for himself, whether it's a business or he's stacking his money, doing whatever he's doing, right? Laying his roots, trying to be a responsible human being, right? When
mm-hmm.
he's doing that with the family in mind. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I got to take care of my wife. I got to take care of my kids. He's doing that. It, if he's a responsible adult, he's doing that with the family in mind, right? In my experience, when a woman goes for the career first, what ends up happening is they start to think, oh, I don't need a man, right? It's a much different mindset, it's a much different mentality. It's
I,
all
I
for me.
understand your perspective, but I think that, you have to also think about the fact that you have growth that comes in between there, right? I think every woman, well, most women, they want a man, but they don't want to have to depend on the man because history has shown that some men can't be depended on. So they have to create an avenue for themselves to depend on themselves. You know what I mean?
If
So
that, go ahead, Mom.
so if she focuses on her career, it doesn't mean that she doesn't need a man. It means that she wants to be self-sufficient. So that if something happens along the line with that family, let's say the relationship or the marriage doesn't work out, do you want her to be obtaining alimony and reaching in your pockets? Or do you want her to be
No,
able to stand on her own 2 feet?
she need to be able to stand on her own 2 feet, especially if we got a kid together. If we got a
Yeah.
kid together, I'm not trying to be paying $10,000, $15,000 in child support because you want to sit up there and go shopping and just do nothing all day, because that's what you was doing at first. I mean, at first, probably if you was in a relationship with the man, he was probably cooking, cleaning, taking care of the house, taking care of the children. Now, since you by yourself, you probably doing those things. Probably not, because you don't have anybody to impress anymore. So you collecting the alimony is really, it's not benefiting me. It's not benefiting nobody, especially my child, especially if you're just using it for yourself. It makes no sense.
I feel that. I definitely feel that. I think that, a lot of times we think about the like old fashioned ways, like back in the day. We're talking back in the day where women didn't really have rights. We couldn't vote, we couldn't go to school. They only wanted, women to be, nurses or teachers or something like that, or you would be at home. The men would be the ones who would actually go out, make the money and bring the money back home. You know what I mean? So nowadays, women have opportunities. And since we do have opportunities, who's to say that somewhere down the line, if I obtain a career as a young woman and I get married and have a family, what sometimes, things happen in life. What if my husband isn't able to work anymore? Then what happens? Is he going to be able to still carry the load for our family? So having a woman who has a career and in that family who's able to, step in when the husband isn't able to anymore, that would be a benefit for the family. So you don't have to lose your way of life or your way of living.
Okay.
What you think, Patrick?
Man, my mind is racing right now. Managing the chat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I had something good too. What was I gonna say? Oh, here we go. It's back, right?
Okay.
I agree with it to an extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely like, regardless of what the popular narrative may be, even though I am a positively inspiring, motivational person, I do believe that women should be able to stand on their own 2 feet, right? I'm for
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm not with the depending on the dude for everything as per se, right?
Right.
Because the reason why I feel that way is because we definitely do live in a time where, I'm gonna be real, yeah, most men are not dependable. Most men are not the right guy, and most women are not the right women, straight up. Right?
Absolutely.
It's very
It-
easy to be taken advantage of as a person, right? I'm not with the mentality of standing on your own 2 feet when it gets to a point to where you start resenting the opposite sex. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I don't need this, right? Because the
what
family is the basic unit of a civilization,
mm-hmm.
right?
I
You got weak families, you got a weak society.
I definitely agree. But where do you believe? So one of the things I think that kind of narrative comes from is from like what you see on television, what you hear in the music, what is influencing these women to say, I don't need a man. I just had this conversation earlier today, right? A lot of women always say that they don't need a man, but what is the context of need, right? So when I think about needing a man, I don't need a man to pay my bills or to take care of me, but I need a man for his leadership, for his support, for his love. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of need. There is something, like you said, a family unit. If your family unit is weak, then everything that comes behind it is going to be weak, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it from the perspective of understanding, the context of need, because everybody's definition is different. Not everybody is going to, look at the value of men and women in a relationship or a family unit. Some people are running around here like, I don't need a woman, I don't need a man, blah blah blah. Well, what are you saying when you say need? Because it's always the context is always something negative. So when you look at it from a different perspective and you understand, the position, women understand their position as a woman and men understand their position as a man, then I think that narrative might change a little bit.
I mean, nobody wants to work together no more. Now it is the narrative of we need to separate instead of come together, especially in the African American community, because especially when it comes to fathers, there's a lot of African American women that say that they don't that their children don't need a father, and their father is a most really important part in the child's life for a daughter and a son.
I would say both parents are important.
Well, yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
You know, yeah.
I didn't take no credit from the women. I'm
Mhm.
saying because when you think about it, statistics show that a lot of African American children are brought up in single households and stuff like that without a
Mhm.
father, and the African American women resent the father because of stuff that they went through, and they allow their relationship with the father to dictate the relationship that the father has with the children.
To me, that is a true statement, or statistic. I've seen it. I know people who have had issues with their children's mothers and issues with their children's fathers, but you have to delve a little deeper into why it is the way it is. And so I don't want to go too deep, but let's go back to, let's just say, a point in history when, welfare came into play, right? So at the time when welfare was created, it wasn't created for Black women, it was created for Caucasian women. And when it was created, when they started making these programs available for minorities, there was, in order for them to receive benefits, they could not have a father in the home. So what did most women do? Most women was like, either they, lying and saying, okay, there's no husband here or no man here, just so that they can receive the benefits. Now you have to also keep in mind what's going on in the world at the time. You have issues where Black men can't get jobs. There's racism. There's so many things that come into play as to, why African American men, and you got to think of the drug crisis that happened. There's so many things that happen that tore minorities and African Americans away from the family. The family is broken, So, I mean, when you take it back and start looking at things historically and what things played a part in why things are the way that they are now, then that's where those statistics come from, right? So I would say that in order for things to change, we have to create a better value system in our young people, and how you value women and how young girls value men these days. But right now we're living in I call it hoe culture, where you have the entertainers that's out here making it cool to be a little HOE, a garden tool.
A 304. That's what mine would call a 304.
Okay.
I am going to single-handedly restore faith in the male-female balance, single-handedly, right?
Okay.
Especially African American.
That's what I do, right? The difficult things I do instantly. Impossible takes a little bit longer, right? Here we go. Next topic. Shout out to Brittany Taylor in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for doing your thing. Do you think?
Hey man, y'all need to hit that subscribe button. We need 2 more subscribers to hit 100. If y'all ain't subscribed in here, y'all need to subscribe right now. Share it right now. Post it right now, because we got a lot of more great content for y'all. Y'all need to like up the video and hit the subscribe button for us.
Get us to 100.
Thank you. Get us to 100 tonight.
No, none of that.
2 more.
Subscribe.
2 more.
There's no please.
2 more subscribers. Repost it, like it, everything.
Do it now.
By the end of the night, y'all gonna have them 2 subscribers. Trust me.
Today is our 1 month anniversary of us starting this podcast. We started this June 21st, 2021. Today is July 21st, 2021. R.I.P. Betty Lou as well. 3 years gone. You feel me? I had to put that in there as well. But 2 more subscribers.
2 more subscribers.
1 more subscriber now.
Let's go.
They coming.
1 more subscriber.
It's the
one more subscriber. Get us to 100.
Get us to 100.
Right. We gonna get them. We gonna get them.
Yeah. Do we make them wait? Do we make them? What do we do? Do we make them wait, or do we just rock? We just rock. Get us to 100.
No, we got 100. We got 100.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. We hit
100. 1 month anniversary. 100 subscribers. Can I get a thank you? Can I? Come on.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hey, man. Hey, we ain't stopping at 100 though. That ain't the stopping mark.
It's definitely not.
That's the first accomplishment. But let's get back to the podcast, man.
Here we go. Right back into the fire. Okay. Do you think children are worth it?
Worth what?
Or do you think children are worth it? Do children bring you fulfillment? Children make you happy?
Me personally, a child, yeah. Children, I love children, but y'all is expensive, okay? Children are expensive. So I'll say, if you're asking me if children are worth it to birth them, absolutely. But y'all expensive.
Kids are expensive.
That's why you chase them. I think the kids to ask for a lot. So
He
I'm gonna just put that
definitely,
out there.
yeah, no, Mari was an awesome kid.
Now,
Mari,
since I make my own money, I ask for a lot less.
Mari was an awesome kid, before you became a, young man. He didn't ask for much. He was always ready to roll out and hang out with his mama, from knee high to a grasshopper. Mari always been a chill kid.
Nice.
Okay. Um. Now I got a question for you, Mom, personally.
Hmm.
What were your dreams and aspirations when you were 18 years old? What were you thinking?
That's a good question.
Keep it
Uh,
real.
what was I thinking?
Yep.
Uh, I was thinking that I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I should have been doing. I didn't. All I know is I had a job and I was finna just get my own money, live in my own space. I didn't like rules. I didn't like listening to nobody. Don't listen. First of all, you kids are amazing. I just want to let y'all know because
We tend
y'all
to get that compliment.
y'all definitely was not how I was. I was not a pleasant teenager at all. Mm-mm. I didn't know at 18. Honestly, I was hanging out with my friends and I had a job and met your daddy. That was it. I was kicking
Where your mom at?
it. I was in love. I was in love. I was working. That was it. I was catching them. But see, y'all got cars. Look, I was catching them bus. You know, that was
Man,
it.
yeah, that would be a
Okay.
good choice, right? What's something you wish you knew before you got into the real world?
Um, what I honestly, well, I'll say that I wish I would have taken my life seriously younger. Like, going to college earlier. I didn't get my degree till I was in my 30s. So I would have I would have went to college earlier. I would have made that a priority instead of feeling like I had to go work to make my own money at the time.
Mm, okay,
Okay.
that's a good answer, right? Because yeah, take life seriously. This ain't a game out here,
It's
right?
not.
We
It's
make it
not.
look. Me and Mario make it look easy, but it's not a game, right? You know what I mean?
Hey,
It's,
it really isn't. To
Definitely.
be honest, it's really just all we do. Really, to be honest, it's very simple. All the game that has been given to us right now. I know for me exactly all the game that's been given to us by anybody that we've come across. We're using that to be ambitious and to use the things that we've learned right now that the people that we've learned from didn't know when they were our age and just making the most of it so we can be in a better position. We're basically just listening to the older generation and putting our best foot forward into any and everything we do so we can be successful and we don't have to be like, dang, if I knew that then, I'd have been this now. So that's the whole model behind this.
That's smart
Very simple.
because it's extremely smart. But I'll say that one thing that I learned and I wanted to make sure I did as a parent was be more open, communicative, and honest and be real about life. And because I didn't have that, I didn't have I think you have to think of it like more of a generational thing because like for an example, when it came to different topics, it's like my mom told me, well, I want you to go to college, but my mother didn't say, okay, this is what you need to do to get to college. This is where your grades need to be. I need you to be on point. I need you to do this. I didn't have a mother that did that. And I think it was because in her generation, she did what she was told. She got straight A's, was a 4.0 student, went to college, got her master's, her bachelor's and master's. And it was just really quick and easy. But, we came from a different era. And our era we was a little rebellious. We wanted to do what we wanted to do. We thought we knew it all and didn't know absolutely nothing. And then we got into the real world and was like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this, but we had to navigate our way through it. So instead of raising a child and not telling them, I thought it would be a better idea to be the parent that I didn't have. You know what I mean? And not because I could not have it. I think it was just the generational difference,
Yeah. Okay. Be the parent that you didn't have. I like that. That might be the title of the podcast. You know what? Drop a like. Drop a like for Candace.
Yeah. Gotta be the parent you need it.
So the thing that you wanted to do, you always wanted to do, you talked about it for a while, right? Not the first thing, but the second thing. Why did you want to become a flight attendant?
Okay. I want to make a very long story short, but I became a flight attendant because flying, I used to fly, so my parents used to own a travel agency when I was younger. I used to love to travel, and we would go on cruises and we would travel and do things and go places. And so I enjoyed traveling. Got pregnant, had Amari, and I developed anxiety. So I had a fear of flying after that. Didn't want to get on a plane. And I planned all these trips with my friends. And unless we was driving, I was not going. So what catapulted me into wanting to, actually, I didn't want to be a flight attendant. I just wanted to work for an airline because of the perks and the benefits that you get. It just so happened that all of the other jobs that I applied for, they never picked up my resume. The only one that was picked up is when I applied for the flight attendant position. And I ended up getting hired on the spot at my interview. And so I literally chose to be a flight attendant because it was something that I feared. And so I decided that I no longer wanted to be in fear of being in the air or flying. So I decided to take the position. So that is ultimately what made me decide to be a flight attendant, because I was always afraid of flying.
Nice.
Okay.
Mile High Club.
What was it? I mean, I kind of knew the story, but I just wanted to get it to the people who didn't know.
Because everything that you ever desire is on the other side of fear. When you step out your comfort zone, you'll probably end up enjoying and liking, the good things that you fear, not crazy stuff, within reason. So I decided to do that because it's something that I always want to do. I always wanted to travel the world, meet people, understand and learn new traditions and cultures. It's something about traveling that just does something to your spirit. It allows you to open yourself up to people you've never known, never seen, new environments. Everything is new and different. And it just, it teaches you a lot. It kind of grows you up and it educates you in a way that you could probably never learn in college.
Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You see where I get my game from. What was the biggest challenge you had to face as a parent?
As a parent, I think I was having this conversation with a friend of mine earlier today, and I think the challenge was because being a parent, there is no handbook. There's no handbook teaching you, this is what you're supposed to do. And everything is like real random. And I mean, you have your bases as far as your morals and values and things that are important to you that you will want to make important to your child. But being a parent, period, is a struggle. And I think the time that was a struggle for me was when you were young and I was young. I was a young parent. I remember you used to go to school in kindergarten. You used to tell your teachers I was 18. I know they was like, what? You got an 18-year-old mama. Wish she had you at 12, 13. But the difficult part was working a full-time job, going to school full time, and trying to keep you involved in sports, to keep you in, get your mind interested in doing something fun, staying out of the streets, not being influenced by what was going on in the streets, and just keeping you busy. So I was, a full-time mother, making sure, I'm running you up and down the road, whether it was football, basketball, baseball, karate, whatever it was, we was doing it. I'm going to school and I'm working full-time. It's exhausting. I don't wish single parentage on nobody. It's like the most tumultuous life you will ever have, don't be
Yeah.
a parent.
it was temporary though. It was temporary.
It definitely was. Well, I'll say this:
Yeah, it's
shout
not a
out to
long
your
time.
daddy, because I mean, we a team. No matter, we wasn't together. We don't live in the same house. We ain't together. At the end of the day, your dad has always been, just always consistent and there all the time, to help me out, to help you out, is but still being in the home by yourself, when it comes to homework, when it comes to everything else, feeding you, all that, it's a lot.
Mm.
It's stressful.
Hey, I agree, Mom. That's especially with there's no rule book to parenting. So all the stuff that I don't like, I dislike, I thought like was just retarded or
Mhm.
anything like that. I eventually learned. I mean, I came to this conclusion a few weeks ago because, like, I mean, I just got in that state of mind. Everything that you and my dad ever did is, or any parents, any child, is, they did what they thought was best. And I know you explained that to me multiple times. Parents only like go off of, okay, this is what happened when I was younger. I don't want this. I don't want to treat my child this way, or I want to treat my child this way. There's no, guide saying this is how you're supposed to treat your kid because every kid is different. So I really understand like every parent just tries to do what's best for their child in any circumstances possible, and nobody's perfect. And yeah, that's what I got to say about that.
What's the biggest mistake you see parents make when raising children? New parents,
Young parents.
youngins.
Not paying attention to their children's unique talents and gifts, and listening to their child when they tell them something, whether it be I had a conversation with a friend today, and one of the things that they shared with me was when they were a child, they were really into music, and they really wanted to play an instrument. And you know, when a child expresses interest in something and shows that they have some sort of talent, I believe that, you know, parents should, kind of at least encourage it. You know what I mean? And I remember being a child, and I remember being a child and I really loved poetry. And when I was in the third grade, I wrote my first poem. Um it was about unicorns, because I used to love unicorns as a kid. And nobody came to my little recital, and I was hurt. And I was like, you know what? F this poetry. I don't want to do this no more. But it was something that I did, you know, on my own, and I never shared it with anyone, but I didn't have anyone encouraging me to share my voice and, listen to my poetry. So I think that parents need to pay attention to their children more, so that they can identify, those God given talents that were put in their children. Because I feel like a lot of talents and a lot of kids go undiscovered, and not necessarily in music. It could be anything. You can be a scientist, you can be a doctor, you could be, a microbiologist, you can be anything in the world. But as parents, I feel like our job is to help cultivate those things within that child.
Yeah, like not even from like a parent perspective, just going off of what you were saying, right? In terms of like cultivating a talent, an individual, most people just lack one thing, right? So not even most people, damn near everybody, right? Just look at it from a perspective like this. I've never really met a lazy person in my life. When you think about it, everybody work hard, right? If at the very least you gonna go to work and clock in these 8 hours to pay them bills, bro. At the very least. Hey, you want to call homeless people lazy? You ever seen what a crackhead will do for a rock? All right, bro. Everybody work hard. All right. The only thing that people will miss is well, it's two things, right? It's consistency and it's guidance. Guidance is the big one, right? Yeah, you might be working hard, but you don't know what to work on in order to make big strides in life. You guys see where I'm getting at right now? I know you do, but I have to ask. But
you're very intellectual. That's awesome that you can identify these things at your young age. There are some lazy people out there.
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm like, there are some people who do just sit on the couch all day, but like, that's very few because there is people who do at least put in the minimum to at least meet what they got to meet, in order to survive.
Yes,
so
most
I
people give the bare minimum.
I disagree, man. Even when you're lazy, you gonna struggle either way, right? You gonna struggle to do something great, and bruh, being lazy is a struggle in itself. You're gonna struggle to do the bare minimum. All right, it's stressful. So, like to me, right, all you really missing is a mindset, bruh. You missing now. Bear it. You can't force it on everybody. You can't force it on everybody, bruh. Some people are just born to be losers, but right. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Well, when you say some people are born to be losers, do you believe that those losers are lazy?
No, I don't think what I just said. I don't think that.
It's born to be just whack. Is that's
yeah? You need them. You need. Hey, I'm real about it, right? Life is binary. There is no gray areas here, right? You need losers are important, right? The reason we need them. You know why you need losers? Because if everybody was a winner, the hell was that? All right, if everybody was a winner, winning wouldn't have any value. It's not scarce, right? I need you to lose so that I can win. You understand? I need you to be broke so that me being rich means something. Losers are important. You need them. There we go. Man, I'm dropping clip. Leave a like for me.
You're making me think on that. But what I want to do is give a shout out to Maria and tell her thank you. I see her in the comments and she is telling me I'm doing an amazing job raising my son. Thank you. I definitely appreciate it. It's not all me. I have to give one. You have to know me. I have to always give it up to God, always, and His Father. It's not just me. I'm just the vessel that birthed this amazing child. I'm just the vessel, but there's another person that contributed to the rendering, the molding, and the raising of this child, So shout out to Amari Daddy if he out there watching.
Nice.
Wait, can y'all hear me good?
Yes,
yeah, we
can. All right, just making sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Next question. How important was it? Okay, the question is how important is credit? But also I've written under it, how important is it to teach kids about credit? Or just young teenagers, young people, period.
It's very important. It's the top priority on my list to teach children financial literacy. So it's not just credit. It's about money. It's about investment vehicles, and starting early so that you know that you can work smarter and not harder, So credit is extremely important. Sometimes credit is better than money in this world, unfortunately. You can have millions and millions of dollars in the bank, and let's just say you want to buy this apartment complex, and let's say you want to rent a complex. Let me just say that. Say you want to rent a room or something like that, and you can afford to buy it. but they won't let you rent it if you don't have no credit, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm quite sure it don't make sense to a lot of people, but financial literacy is like extremely important because as you get older, you're going to learn that, you know, money sometimes it don't stretch that far. And sometimes you have to understand, you also do have to understand how important it is to save money, where you're saving your money, what investment vehicles you're utilizing to grow that money, and know basics about credit, debit, uh, interest rates, annual percentage rates, all of that stuff, because you're gonna need to know how to make your money, how to grow your money, how to save your money, and how to kind of pivot things in order to save money here and grow money here. You know what I mean? Like you just got to know those things.
How do you build a credit score?
How say it again?
How do you build a credit score?
How do you build one?
How do you build a credit score?
So you want me to tell you? You want me to tell you, Amari credit? I don't know if you want me. Can I share it, Mari? I ain't gonna tell him what it is.
Nobody need to know my credit score.
I ain't gonna tell him what it is. Amari credit score better than mine. Why is his credit score better than mine?
You just started.
Because no, as a mother, what I did when he was 15 years old, when he was 15 years old, I put him on as an authorized user on my credit card. Sometimes what I've learned is some companies you have to do it. You can do it when they're 15 because when you're 15, you can be an authorized user on a credit card. Two, some credit card companies you're able to put their child on when they're 18, and it'll report back 3 years. So what I did was put him on my credit card when he was 15 years old. I have good credit, so he just piggybacked off of my good credit. So my good credit was reporting on his credit. So when he turned 18, his credit score was better than mine. So building a credit score is obtaining credit, building credit, like, getting a credit card, getting, like something small, a jewelry account. There are so many different things that I could tell you about as it relates to credit, as far as little things that you can do in order to build your credit. That, there's another thing called Self-Lender. Self-Lender is an app that you can use where it's actually a savings account, but it reports to your credit report as if you are paying on an installment loan. So with Self-Lender, that'll help build your credit. You get put on your parents' credit card as an authorized user. That will help build your credit. You know what I mean? There's so many different things that you can do as a young adult to build your credit, but you need to learn the basics early. Pay your shit on time.
Pay your shit on time.
Pay it on time. Period.
This has been
now that's black and white right there, Patrick.
Binary. Pay it on time. It's either on time or it's late. If you
ain't got the money to pay it back, do not borrow it. If you ain't got the money to pay it back, don't borrow it at all, because you're gonna put yourself in a bind. And don't come calling your mama asking for some money to borrow to pay your bills.
That'll be all that. Preach it. Yeah, shout out to Candace in the chat, right? Black and white, life is binary. You either got good podcasts or you got bad ones. This one has been fired. I gotta give it to her right now, man.
That's what we say, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to call out some of the parents because I see them in the chat. Man. You gotta get them on. You gotta. I'm telling you. Come get this wisdom, okay? Come get the wisdom. We're going to sprinkle it on your podcast a little bit. E40 says sprinkle me, and I'm sprinkling, okay?
Go ahead.
All right. Here we go. We already kind of got into this one, but what would you say to 18-year-old Candace?
I'm probably one of the I don't know. Maybe some of the people in the chat can give some insight on this, but I'm actually one of those type of people that I trust and believe in the process of life. And so when you ask me what would I say to the 18-year-old Candace, it would be something that my grandmother, my great grandmother used to tell me all the time as a young girl. She would be like, just keep living, because as you live, your experiences is going to teach you a lot. So I used to, as a young teenager, young adult woman, I would always you just think like, oh, this is my world is gonna end because something happened. I went through a breakup or whatever it is. But I would say when you trust the process of life, and shout out to Angie, that's one of my good friends. Hey girl. She said, trust God. That's one of the biggest things that I've always encouraged. So when you trust the process of life, you know that regardless of what you're facing, God is going to carry you. He's going to protect you. He's going to sustain you. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. As long as you're doing the right thing and you're taking care of yourself and you're trusting and believing, like in the process of life, like he's going to carry you no matter what. He has always carried me. So when I was 18, I was like oblivious to so much. But I had so much faith in me that nothing really brought me to my knees. And if it did, the only reason why I was on my knees is because I was praying. So I mean, the 18-year-old Candace was lit. Like she was cool. She just didn't know a lot. So, just keep living. That's all I can really say. Keep living.
You just did a sermon on the Don't Overthink It podcast.
I did. Come on.
Yeah. I see a lot of amens in the chat, right? Yeah. And I wouldn't be me if I wasn't a villain right now. I disagree a little bit. All right. All right. Here we go. Disagree a little bit, right?
What do you disagree with?
Trust in God.
Okay.
I believe it. Trust in God. That's good, right? People need God. I am very pro-religion. Right? People, you need it, right? If it wasn't around, it would be wild, wild west out there. You need it. But bruh, be real. You got to get out here and know what you're doing, bruh. Take it serious. Like you said, you got to take this serious. You need a plan. You need a method of attack.
Right? When you're 18, some people don't have no plan. Some people don't have a method. Some people don't have no guidance, like we talked about earlier.
Everybody has the ability to make one, though.
They have the ability, but if you come from an environment where that's not what's taught to you, how do you gain it?
Yeah. Hey, what did I say? We need those people around, or winning wouldn't be special.
I'm just saying, like you have to understand. If you read the Bible, then you'll understand that God has given you everything within you that you need to succeed or to be successful or to sustain you through whatever you're facing. So when you trust in God, you trust in yourself. You trust in the abilities that he has placed within you to make those things happen. So if I'm praying and asking God for some guidance, I'm quite sure it's going to come from somewhere. And in my life, it has. It's come, he has directed people in my past. I've met people along the way, that has helped me, as your mom said, build a foundation, so that I can gain the knowledge that I need to kind of press,
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you know what? I have to share this. I would love a mimosa, but it has to be non-alcoholic. I don't drink.
Why do you not drink? Why do you not drink? I don't. Where is this coming from? What happened? Is this a new thing?
Well, so let me tell you how it started. So last year I went through a tough time with panic and anxiety. Amari can talk about his experience with it because he had to look out for his mama. But I don't drink because I had to start taking medication for my anxiety in the beginning. And I continued. And after I got off the medication, I continued it because I didn't feel like I needed to drink. I've always felt like, I was a social drinker anyway. So I didn't really feel it. As I started to kind of grow in my self-care routine, and as you can see, I have my hat on, self-love, because that is what I have been just kind of working on within myself. So the drinking stopped because I am working on when we talk about your body being a temple, and taking care of your body is what you put in your body as well as what you do, with your body, so all of the drinking, all of I'm still working on my snacks because I like snacks, but all of the bad food, I don't do that no more. I take care of myself, my body, my skin, everything. My whole routine has changed.
You know what? Shout out to Candace, man. Right? The self-love thing is amazing. We need to, you see how important the ladies are. I noticed that the ladies are really good at that, right?
You gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be real. I'll smoke and drink every single day on this planet Earth. As long as the cash is coming in, I'll be just fine. You need a lady to hold you down. I don't do that, but you need a lady to hold you down, right? Make sure your body is cleansed. You need to have your temple going on, right? You need that.
What about, you don't believe that you gotta take care of yourself? Like,
yeah, to an extent, yeah.
I feel like men should take care of themselves.
Men should take care of themselves. I do. I'm not dirty. What do you mean by that?
I'm just saying, you have
all around
routine like Amari. Mari, tell them about your routine. Mari get up in the morning. Mari work out. Mari be drinking smoothies. Come on, tell about outside playing basketball. He do the things that make him feel good.
Yeah.
These things make me feel good. You see that glow? Hold on.
I see the glow. I see it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
This is that H2O in your system.
That H2O, that spiritual purity. You need that around, right?
Right. And then you get up and you pray. And I have meditation. I have my daily affirmations. Like, come on now, you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, I'm big on it. Yeah, you're big on health. I am big on health. The bag makes me healthy.
Right? So your mama say you better speak about
the
bag makes me healthy, right? I'm not capping. This is all real and authentic, right? There's a saying, speaking of the Bible, right? There's a saying inside the Bible that says, a man who finds a good wife finds a good thing. You think that's true?
It's true.
It's true?
It is true.
If that's the case, then how come guys are so complacent with just having one?
Wait, why are men complacent?
Right. I say more than one is a headache. I ain't got time for that.
If a good wife is a good thing, why would you only have one?
So let me say this. Have you checked historically on wives? Some people have multiple wives.
Yeah.
It's not something that, I can do, but, hey, some people, that's their life, not mine, but some people have multiple wives, that's what they believe. So, whatever floats their boat. But he who finds a wife does find a good thing. Mm-hmm. But you have to know that what I see a lot of is y'all men don't date based off of, well, not y'all because y'all young men, but some men do not date based off of good women. A lot of men date based off visual, like how beautiful that woman is. Yeah. I've seen beautiful women with nothing going on in their lives, no education, no nothing. And, typically they're the women who get married. But you have a lot of good women out here that have
careers. What is a good woman?
That's taking care of themselves.
What did you say, Mari?
I said, what is a good woman?
Yo, mama.
Real question. What is a good? No, that's real. What is a good woman?
Nobody doesn't know those characteristics.
You have to make that determination for yourself. What a good woman means to you. To me, I mean, a honest, loyal, wife, somebody who is going to have your back beyond a shadow of a doubt. She ain't gonna just up and leave and try to take your money if something happened to you. You know what I'm saying? A good woman is going to. What you say, prenup?
Give me a prenup.
Oh man, right?
No, there's nobody.
Let's break this down. Let's break this down for the chat, right? What's a good woman, right? I think it depends on the individual, all right. First off, so for me, good woman, first things foremost, bro, is loyalty. All right, it's loyalty above all else, right? I don't care if she is batshit crazy, she's a headache, right? If I know if I go to jail for life forever, she ain't gonna talk to nobody else. I gotta keep her. I got to. I have to. I have no choice but to keep her.
Because as a boy or as a young man, when you feel like, dang, like she just really there for me, it puts something different on you. It makes you feel like you owe her a little bit. At least for me. Because it's like, dang, she really staying there. She ain't talking to nobody else. She just really down for me. Then it's like,
I don't care if she's insane.
Let me treat my woman right. Let me treat her a little bit better, even though you already treat her right, But then it just makes you like, okay, I'm gonna make sure she's happy.
Yeah, I feel like the chat. I can't tell if the chat is agreeing with this or not. I don't know what you guys are doing.
They saying, and don't test that.
Don't test it.
Don't test going to jail and she sticks.
I'm not gonna test. Okay.
I'm not testing, especially with modern day. With the modern day, with our generation, I would never test that. I just
told you it's a hoe culture.
I would not test that with our generation.
It's not. I didn't say it was easy to find. All right, I didn't say that. That's why it's valuable, right? Finding a loyal woman is hard.
It's a needle in a haystack.
It's a needle in a haystack, right? But you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know a good one until you got some experience, right? You know what I'm getting at? Like you gotta go through a lot of them to get to a good one.
Are you saying you're gonna have to, try a few?
You gotta get a couple reps in before you know you got a good shot.
You gotta lose a few finals before you actually win one.
Right? Yeah.
You got LeBron it out there. You got to go to the finals. You got to go. Oh wait, where do you go? You got to go over 3, over 4 to win one.
Ooh, yeah. Y'all got a lot to learn.
Yeah. You gotta test it a little
I'd love to get a male's perspective on this one. I definitely would love to get a male's perspective on.
You have a question? Oh yeah, okay.
The good one.
I'll say our perspective later though. From 18 to 28, it's gonna be 10 times different.
Gotta be a good one.
Tanya up in here. You gotta be a good one to get a good one. Come on now.
Game recognized.
Yeah, she's 100% right. Got to be a good one to get a good one.
But what happens to the good ones that get the bad ones? Is it just bad timing?
It comes with the territory, right? Whatever it comes with the territory. You don't know what a good one is till you got a little bit of experience.
Yeah, I would say because you can't really tell. You can't look at nobody like, oh, you're good, bad, good, bad. You got to just go out there, put yourself out there, and it happens. You might get a few heartbreaks on the way, but you just got to live life and keep pushing until you find that person that you really want to settle down with. Once you settle down with them,
like I said earlier, right, Brittany. Keep living. Life is gonna show you who good and who ain't. And you're gonna feel it in your spirit. You're gonna know it. You're gonna know it off the bat. Don't keep trying to play with fire too once your intuition tells you that person may not be a good person either. Sometimes some people stay around way too long.
Okay. So what do you say for young people? As form of relationship wise?
What do I say to young people that want to be in a relationship?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Why is that?
Yeah, elaborate.
Wait. I feel like you should have friends while you're young. And
this take a turn.
Listen, I say don't make any commitments only because as you grow, you're going to make mistakes. And you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings in the process of you growing. Because a lot of young people don't understand that. You don't understand. You don't see what we see as adults now. But I would never say don't. I won't say don't do it only because that's your life experience. This is how you're going to experience what to do and what not to do. Brittany said run. And absolutely, don't rush it. I would definitely say, just take your time because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings in the process. You don't want to get your own feelings hurt in the process. So just take your time. Get out there, go to school, get that education. That education is important. Whatever education you decide is right for you, get it. Get it while you're young so that you can begin your career young, so that you could make your money young. So when you about my age, you can be living your best life.
You know you would go when you see the bad
one. You right about that. Mr. Haynes, so is. You gonna know it when you see it. And like Brittany said, run.
Nice.
Run hey, fast, Pat.
Like a NASCAR.
I see what you put in the description. We got a proposition.
Oh man.
What's in the description?
There's a place. Patrick, tell them about this magnificent place.
Uh-oh. This the After Dark Chronicles.
All right, you guys, look. There is a place, a special place.
Very
place. Well, one day, a man talked about this place. A great man. You guys might know. You guys might have heard this somewhere. I have a dream. One day, all the little boys, little girls of all different colors and skins and skin tones and creeds can come together and enjoy peace and prosperity in one place. That man, Martin Luther King. And that man was talking about the Patreon. All right.
Luther the King.
Martin Luther the King.
The Patreon.
He was talking about the Patreon.
Link is in the description.
Link is in the description.
3 tiers, $5, $10, and
$15, right?
$15.
For $5 a month, you can support Martin's dream.
You can support Martin's dream. You can support Gina's dream. You can support everybody's dream.
You can support the dream.
Everybody.
For $5 a month.
Right now. Don't overthink the podcast. Link is in the description. Let's get it. Support us now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Advertisement.
Got any last questions, Pat?
You have anything that you want to ask us?
Oh, wow. I didn't know I would have this opportunity.
Yeah, we've been interviewing you guys.
I got one last question for you.
Okay, go ahead. Ask your question.
So you can think about your questions if you have one. How important was it for you to purchase a house?
Extremely important. This is one of the investment vehicles that I was talking about when it comes to financial literacy. You got to know where to put your money, where it's going to grow you some money. So it's extremely important. And I would say do it younger than older. So this is why you got to get your education, get your career rolling, so that when your money is rolling in, you know where to put it, so that it makes you more money later, so that you can work smarter and not harder.
Okay.
I wish I would have knew that younger too.
Okay. So now, any question that you have for us, you can go
ahead. Come on, Mr. Haynes. Have me on every week. I think they should take that into consideration.
All right, we'll take it into consideration.
I agree with you on that one.
Okay. Moderators, put Patrick on timeout.
Listen, you being a hater. Don't hate.
Get that bag.
Come get this wisdom. Come on now. Put the parents on.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us? You sound
Yes.
like you're excited. Okay.
I'm definitely excited for both of you guys. I would like for you to tell me, I would like to know what are your next, 3 to 5 year goals, if you have any.
Patrick, you might as well just answer it.
Oh, we talk about this a lot. All right, here we go.
I just want to see if it changed from when I used to take you to school, Patrick. What's the 3 to 5 year plan?
Have I changed? I would hope that I changed a lot. I mean, I'm going in the right direction. Okay. Hey, here we go. All right, I got it. All right. Right now, I'm learning my trade. I got a trade now. All right. Okay. I'm learning a trade. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that and build it up and begin working for myself. That's where I'm at, man.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
You would definitely do well in working for yourself.
Thank you. Finally got to them when I said get the what?
Yeah, Maria, give me a high five, girl. Ooh,
oh my goodness.
Get the parents here, Maria.
Hey, Maria is a very loyal subscriber.
Yes, she
is very loyal subscriber.
When we get bigger, Maria might be a mod. We might get Maria as a mod.
We should have Maria as a mod, actually. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, Maria's a mod.
Postseason D asks, what's the trade?
Yeah.
I am learning web design, brother. I'm learning web design. I will be making websites for freelancers, entrepreneurs, and companies, man. That's what I'm doing, brother.
I like that.
Yeah.
Come on, D. Come on, D, with the questions.
Come on, D. All right, Mari, go ahead, man.
Come on, 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
Well, okay. So really just establishing my brand while I'm in college and taking our podcast seriously, and then graduating with my bachelor's in physical therapy.
Nice.
Okay.
Trying to narrow that down.
I like that.
Nice. What?
I think that's the wrong one. I know who he was talking about.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I said Martin and Gina.
All right. Well, yeah, man.
All right, man. It's been a great episode 26. We had our first lady on here tonight. It was a ladies' night. The chat was very active. You guys did a real good job. We appreciate everybody for being in here tonight on our 1 month anniversary of our podcast. All right. Yes.
A round of applause.
Actually, I got to think about the grad school part. It's 2 to 3 years of a physical therapy program. I'm gonna think about that when I get to the 3rd or 4th year, because I don't know if my major might change or not. But that's the plan right now, to graduate. I'm trying to think of things one thing at a time. It's a lot easier for me to at least do one thing. So just graduate first with the bachelor's in physical therapy. And then, of course, I'm going to figure that out as I get closer to there. What exactly I'm going to do, not like as soon as I graduate, okay, what am I going to do next? I'm still going to plan ahead, but not 5-6 years ahead right now.
Yeah.
One day at a time.
We appreciate everybody for being in here. You guys have been awesome on our 1 month anniversary of our podcast. We hit 100 subscribers. We're currently at 102 subscribers. Thank you, everybody who subscribed. We hit triple digits now. We only going up from here. Pat, what you got to say?
Bruh, we did it. We got to keep going, man. Yeah, come on more.
See, the mama brought the subscribers, okay? Brought the subscribers, honey. But I will say thank y'all for having me.
You're welcome.
You guys are doing amazing things. I'm super proud of y'all. Make sure that you guys keep your heads on straight and together and on point, and make sure that I want to keep an update on y'all. Mari, you gotta update me because you just in the same house, so you have no choice but to update me. But Patrick, I want to hear about all the amazing things that you're doing, because I'm super proud of you, your trade, and maybe we have to work together in the future where you can create a website for me. I'm gonna give you your first job.
Do you see? Thank you. Right? You see how my face lights up when the money's coming in? You see it, right? I'm not lying about this.
Get the trade together, and then we gonna work.
I'm getting my testimonials hooked up as we speak. I'm learning, all right?
Yes.
Money is rolling in. That's it. Yeah. This has been episode 26. Don't Overthink Podcast.
26, man.
26. Ladies,
Don't
Overthink
your podcast, man.
Shout out to the chat. We're going to catch you guys on the flip.
It's been Young in the Head and
Patrick Haynes.
We'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
The dash busy, the schedule busy. My head in a hoodie, my shorty a goodie. My cousins are crazy, my cousins like boogie. Life is amazing.